All right, here we go. Left angle cross of upheaval, 6-2 and the 6-3. Then we get to the 6, and we get to this line of Buddhahood, the perfect form. If there was ever a bullshit line, it's this one. It's a sense that is deeply misunderstood. It says the potential of the perfected form through correction, or the potential to share the value of the correction with others. This is called the Buddha state of the eternal child. At the very beginning, we saw that the underlying foundation of the fear of authority is that at least half of it is going to be rigidity, patriarchal. And when you get to the sixth line and you get to the role model potential, what you get to is the necessity to be spoiled. When the fifth line says, look, you've got a problem and I can help you, let's fix it, and then together we'll be okay. The sixth line says, there's nothing to fix. Why don't you just treat me as if I'm the best thing that you ever have happened? And if you treat me as if I'm the best thing that ever happened, we're going to have a wonderful relationship. And it's one of the things I tell people about the sixth line, because the sixth line is where the adult partner plays child. What I mean by that is that, for example, normally if it's a woman that has this line, she has a much older man in her life. If it's a man that has this line, he's going to have an older woman in his life, and they're going to be spoiled. If you don't spoil 18-6, you're going to have a terrible relationship with them. It's just that simple. It's not like you can fix anything. You just have to accept that we're wonderful and you spoil them. And if you spoil them, they're really happy little Buddhas. For them, partnerships turned out to be wonderful. Not only that, if you have an 18-6 in your life and you're going to go feel good if you accept that we're here to spoil them. And then you have to a really nice movie. Of course, the 86 is going to discover that very, very early. This is upheaval. It's turning it all around. The 40-year-old woman with her 27-year-old beefcake boyfriend. It's turning it all around. The love, it's great. Upheaval. Therapy does the same thing. It's a rape, after all. I remind people that therapist spells the rapist. You get a real upheaval. You get wrenched around. And of course, what we know about therapy is that it's exactly devastating. It's really upheaval. You're unemotional and you have an emotional therapist. You keep running to the bathroom and he sends you to the doctor to check your kidneys. Thank you very much. A very wise man. The 18th gate says the vigilance and determination to uphold and to defend basic and fundamental human rights. That's a wonderful slogan for a gate. And you can see that even though logic doesn't have a heart and it doesn't, you can see that it truly does care about collective well being, collective health. And at the very beginning of this planning process, after all, the 18th gate started so many ways in the foundation. If you want, that you can begin with the recognition that human rights are not given, they must be earned. They must be developed through a long process of correction challenge, that we cannot be restrained in the end by fear alone, that we will find a way to benefit each human being. When I talk about Buddhahood and we see it as an individual situation of one partner spoiling another, remember that this is the only because we're looking through the lens of duality. If we see the cross as a whole, we're looking at something even more profound, that we need to spoil those that need to be spoiled, those that are disenfranchised, those that are not educated, those who don't have clean water, those that don't have education, those that don't have a security, on and on and on. It's only when the Buddhist state is recognized in this way that we all begin to see that we have an enormous process that we've been involved in as long as we have been so-called civilized. This has been the process. The 18th gate, service, correction, upheaval, service, correction, upheaval as a cycle. It's just a cycle. And then you can see, despite that we think about the world we live in today, that the basic level of human rights that we have today, even though we have this globe, then the way is a long way from what we started with. The 18th gate does its work. Well, guys, there is no globe. There's a plane. Okay, so let's go deep now into the 48 gate. And we're really going to find this depth in there. And we start with a very powerful theme of the right angle cross of tension. So here we go. Are you ready for the next level?